Thank you for this.
Your friend and my father, they were both victims. If I can help one of them find peace.
You know, if they find out he's here, they'll come for him.
Let them try.
Hey guys, what's up? Awesome news. Marvel just confirmed that they are rolling cameras on Black Panther. They released a whole bunch of details, so let's break it down. They're shooting the movie in South Korea. If you didn't know, it's coming out in February, and they have the craziest, most awesome cast ever. It's gonna be nuts. It's the last film before Infinity War, so I'll address all the Infinity War stuff, the Infinity Gauntlet, the Soul Stone, but there is a new round of the Spider-Man giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber, leave a comment on this video. So this picks up in the moments after Captain America Civil War. So I'll try to address the Captain America as well as the Bucky, the Avengers Infinity War stuff. But the teaser synopsis just reads, T'Challa, who after the events of Captain America Civil War returns home to the isolated, technologically advanced African nation of Wakanda to take his place as king. However, when an old enemy reappears on the radar, T'Challa's mettle as king and Black Panther is tested when he is drawn into a conflict that puts the entire fate of Wakanda in the world at risk. So, this is where we get into the villains. They tease the villains in there. Killmonger and Ulysses Klaue have been confirmed as villains. They won't be the only antagonists in the movie. There'll be a lot of other people. There's a lot of complex politics in Wakanda that we haven't seen yet, so we'll learn about the relationships within that nation. But you all remember Ulysses Klaue from Age of Ultron.
On this rock, I will build my church. Vibranium.
You know, it came at great personal cost. It's worth billions.
Now, so are you.
He had had past encounters with Wakanda. He'd been branded for stealing vibranium, which Ultron then turned around and used to make his big drill, as well as Vision is going to be coming back to get more. That's probably the worldwide threat. Like if he gets his hands on more of that, then he's going to make weapons. It's going to mean trouble for the rest of the world. But testing him on a more personal level is Killmonger. He has a much more personal relationship with that character. Killmonger is the son of someone who was press-ganged into working for Ulysses Klaue in the past. Therefore, his family was exiled by Black Panther's father. His family became dishonored outcasts. He vowed revenge against the Wakandan people, as well as Ulysses Klaue, went to the United States to earn a degree from MIT. Black Panther also went to the United States to get a degree, but he went to a different college in Berkeley. They might change that for the movie just to give them some more backstory together. But he becomes one of those characters to test Black Panther's honor. So Black Panther will face very big challenges from people like Ulysses Klaue and very personal challenges to his reign from people like Killmonger. So everybody wants to take a shot at the king, and now he's king. As the synopsis implies, right after Civil War, he's effectively king, so he has to go back and deal with all that now. The movie's coming out February 2018, so you have to imagine that it's a couple years after the end of Captain America Civil War, so he's already been back in Wakanda for a little while. He may have even been bankrolling Captain America's Secret Avengers. That's what I'm going to call him for now, but he doesn't have the shield, and he's not using the title, so technically he's not Captain America anymore. That won't change till Infinity War. But in the way we're getting an Iron Man appearance during Spider-Man, we might see some Captain America Bucky stuff during the Black Panther movie, but they'd be very, very minor characters because there's just so much rich history in the Black Panther comics that Marvel hasn't touched yet that they're going to need to spend most of their time setting that up. But you can see how they're doing more crossovers now just to sort of juice up the pitch of a movie. Like, hey, come see Black Panther and see that other character that you really, really like, Captain America. So that's kind of the way that they're sweetening the pot to get people to go see Spider-Man, because we know you love Iron Man, so we're going to put him in this movie so they get a lot of other people that wouldn't otherwise care about a Spider-Man movie. The other really important thing to consider is that Black Panther is coming out just a couple months before Avengers Infinity War, so the end of that movie will lead directly into the opening moments of Infinity War, meaning that because we know Bucky is coming back for Infinity War, there'll have to be at least some Captain America storyline stuff happening. But they could totally push that to post-credits status, like they don't actually have to hijack any of the movie if they don't want to for that. If you don't know anything about the rest of the cast, they just have like the murderer's row of talent. They have Martin Freeman, who's playing Everett Ross, also from Captain America Civil War. He's sort of the government liaison that deals with the Wakandan nation. Forrest Whitaker's playing a character from the comics who's sort of like the advisor to the previous Black Panther, so he becomes the wise master that helps advise Black Panther as he tries to learn how to be king. Danai Gurira and Lupita Nyong'o are both playing Dora Milaje. They're going to be so badass. They're like special forces, military spec ops, just the most badass soldiers in full-blown tech in vibranium gear that you could possibly imagine. That's why that Black Widow standoff in Civil War was so funny. Black Panther himself just chuckles, "Oh, I would love to see this, but we don't have time."
Move, or you will be moved.
As entertaining as that would be,
You really think you can find him?
my resources are considerable.
Yeah, it took the world 70 years to find Barm, so you could probably do that in about half the time.
So you will totally get to see Dora Milaje throw down during Black Panther. The other big comic book character is Man-Ape. He's another antagonist that tries to take Black Panther's throne. He started out as one of their most fierce warriors, then plotted a coup, failed, and was exiled, and just continued to harass them over time, just became this big recurring villain. Here's something that's really cool too. For those of you that are holding out hope for Captain America stuff during the movie, actual Captain America stuff, a lot of these villains were also taken down by Captain America himself. But I think if there's going to be any victory to be had in the film, it'll be Black Panther's victory. It's his film. It's sort of like his first big outing in the Marvel Universe that's not in someone else's film. So all hail the king of the Marvel Universe. Everybody wants his vibranium. It's what makes him richer than Tony Stark, who we can probably say is one of, if not the richest person in the Marvel Universe. That's why he doesn't bat an eyelash when it comes to spending and making toys for the Avengers, funding all that stuff. So Black Panther himself could also fund his own team of Avengers, which is why I think he's secretly helping out Captain America on the DL while he's hiding out from the government, because he's still an outlaw as the end of Captain America Civil War. For those of you asking about the Infinity Stones, what if the Soul Stone shows up in Black Panther? The only reason that I don't think that it's going to show up during Black Panther, and it could, is just because the Reality Stone was stored on Earth, and they said that no two gems should be kept in the same place. So that would mean only one gem on Earth at a time, and we have the Mind Stone in Vision right now, meaning that the Reality Gem is still with the Collector, and the Nova Corps got the Power Stone. So that doesn't really address the more mystical aspects of Black Panther's abilities, the Panther Totem itself. It seems like so far, based on what they've told us, that the Marvel Universe flows from a more technological origin rather than a mystical, metahuman one. Even though there are people with powers, most of them are obtained either through the Infinity Stone or through spider bites, but even people like the Vulture have a more technological appearance. It's just the influence of Iron Man and the success of that movie and that franchise, Robert Downey Jr., on the rest of the Marvel Universe. All of the aesthetics flow from him, so it seems like most of Black Panther's abilities flow from technological sources, but I do think they'll weave in some of the mysticism too. But he typically eats herbs. That gives him his physical abilities that makes him just as strong, if not stronger, than Captain America. That's not the only thing that makes him a badass, but he also has access to the memories of all the previous Black Panthers. So that's why they say King of the Dead Black Panther. They might address that during the movie, but they tend to brush over a lot of the really weird stuff. But there was that line in Captain America Civil War where he explained that death was not the end to Black Widow after his father had died.
I'm very sorry.
In my culture, death is not the end. It's more of a stepping off point. You reach out with both hands and Bast and Sekhmet. They lead you into the green veldt where you can run forever
That sounds very peaceful.
My father thought so.
So take that as you will, but I think that's them just acknowledging the more mystical aspects of the Black Panther comics. So it's going to be great. They have Ryan Coogler. He's a great director, did an awesome job with Creed. The funny thing about Creed is that the lead actress is actually playing Valkyrie in Thor Ragnarok. So it's like all those people from Creed just came into the Marvel Universe in different places. And by the way, that actually includes Sylvester Stallone here, who has a really small part in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Even Michael B. Jordan had the sickest Fox Fantastic Four burn at Comic-Con. He's like, thank God I'm finally in the good Marvel universe. It was such an offhanded comment, but it caught me by surprise, like, oh man, he said that in front of all those people on camera. But seriously though, a lot of you have asked me if Marvel will get the rights to Fantastic Four back. It's totally possible. I think that they would try to use them in a big Avengers film as like minor characters and then try to weave them out into something bigger. But the only people that have said anything about this are the directors, who don't have any control over those characters. They're not part of those discussions. So if we hear anything about Fox characters coming back to Marvel, I will totally do a video about it. We can freak out. But let me know, what are you guys most excited for in the Black Panther movie? I know there'll be a lot of people who just want to see how it connects to Infinity War, because that'll be like our first tease, but I am expecting post-credit scenes from other movies like Thor Ragnarok to sort of tee that up too. So there'll be a lot of Infinity War stuff happening in the background through these other films. So everybody freak out, it's going to be great. What's going to happen next is there is some more Infinity War that I want to post this week. There's some behind the scenes Spider-Man stuff. They've been teasing a lot of stuff from the other actors. Everyone's been saying a lot of things. So I will do a new video sometime this weekend, but I have some new Star Wars Episode 8. There's new Game of Thrones, all kinds of Marvel and DC stuff. But I will say congratulations to the new Spider-Man giveaway winner, Adam Baker. Please private message me on the back end of my channel so I can get your contact details. There was a new round that started in this video. I'll just announce the winner the next time I post a Marvel video. While you guys are waiting for that next video, you can click here to learn all about the brand new Avengers Square Enix game. It's going to be crazy. And you can click here to listen to Tom Holland talk about the new Spider-Man suit. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you in the next video.